Alright guys, so yesterday I made a video talking about the brand new update that Valve decided to drop on us, and the update overall I think was pretty awfully received. Now there was some okay stuff in there was some cool stuff. They're trying to make some new animations. The community consensus is that they're trying to, update some things so that even if these are just the first steps or the baby steps or the intro or whatever, that eventually, they can change some things up to modernize, some animation, some feel, and, keep innovating and moving CS2 forward. But at least how this thing dropped, at least how it made it to live yesterday, was not in a very good state. Most of the new things they introduced, most of the new animations looked horrible or were bugged or were glitched. It was causing so many unnecessary issues, but obviously Valve did release a new update today trying to fix a lot of those things. We're going to be talking about that and much more in this video today, because there were so many things from this update yesterday that I didn't even know about, that I didn't even cover in yesterday's video, that I didn't find out until today. So there's plenty of stuff to cover still. Of course, as always, just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. You can also hit me up over on Discord, which is going to be linked as well. In the process of trying to get some big deals done, but I would love to get even more big deals done. We're always looking to buy those expensive skins, knives, gloves, bolt cases, maybe even buy your entire inventory, whatever. So hit me up. We can probably get a deal done. And of course, if you're selling to me, it's helping support me, my channel, my content as well, so we can do more cool videos and ideas like this one. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So what I thought was interesting is that people were already saying, once Valve put out this update, again, most of this update was trying to fix and update and, kind of hot patch things that people realized or found out were broken yesterday. Now, obviously, the community is saying, hey, Valve, you should have known that most of these things were broken before they even went live. Now, I understand there are some things where you need to put them live because you need, hundreds of thousands of people testing them to really min-max everything and really get into the nitty-gritty and find, the super broken stuff. But a lot of the stuff Valve could have found on their own if they played the game for literally 15 minutes after this new update. Simply pulling out your knife and inspecting it and that breaking the entire game, like, hey, that type of stuff should be found out. Now, if there's some really crazy creative stuff, yeah, the community can help you find out, the finer details and some of the weirder bugs. That's how all games work. But I definitely don't think Valve's quality control was up to par, and it does leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, especially because of how big of a game CS2 is and how, much money it makes and how much money these developers have made throughout it or off of it throughout their entire career and even up until this day. Obviously CS2 is one of the major breadwinners of Valve. It's obviously a lot of the ways that these guys put food on the table for their families and in their bank accounts and all this stuff. They could at least care, or put a little bit more time and attention and detail into all of it. They should, have enough staff and enough resources to be able to make an update a little bit better than this most recent one that we had. This isn't the release of CS2 anymore. We're more than a year into this thing. And I was playing the game, and honestly, the lagging and the alt-tab crashing and the performance issues of the update, they were some of the worst that I have felt since literally the CS2 release. And again, for me, that's just simply not acceptable, and it's going to make me not want to play the game. Now, obviously, I still love Counter-Strike. I'll come back to it eventually, just like everyone will. But, for the next couple of days, I'm probably just going to sit out and wait and see what the heck is going on. But like I said, there was even more issues in this update than I even noticed yesterday initially on release. Eugenio said, new Counter-Strike update just dropped, supposed to fix some of the bugs reported by the player base. Like I said before, this is exactly how it's going to work. This is what he was saying. He said about the update and Valve's approach. He said, it's the day after the patch, time to be real. This is finally a step in the right direction. If anything can make or break Counter-Strike, it's this new animation system. They said it was coming and now it's here. 10 months ago, a Valve dev said they were working to replace the animation system and that it wasn't network efficient. It was the same one used in Half-Life. Now it's finally being replaced with one built specifically for CS2. This could change everything. Now that's awesome. The update might finally fix the jitter and loss issues by reducing bandwidth use. That'd be great. Not just that, we're seeing changes to movement, how Subtick processes things, and even physics collision fixes. That's great. It's not just the animations. I think once fully implemented, this might reduce a perceived peaker's advantage. That'd be very cool, but that's also speculation. We don't know for sure. This could end up being one of the most important CS2 updates ever. The conclusion that I hope I'm right is that this might fix most of what's been wrong with CS2 when fully implemented, but obviously, again, it's not fully implemented yet, and this is going to take a lot of time and bug fixing and testing and everything. But what I did think was very, very interesting is people actually posted some screenshots of stuff like this. This was the butterfly knife vanilla. I believe this is on Upin, where the prices of these crashed, at least for a short time. And I don't know, they might still be down. I don't really use Upin or anything like that, but I was looking at some other marketplaces as well. It seems like prices did drop a little bit yesterday. Could be part of the bigger market crash we're seeing, but also could have been people panic selling because of how bad some of the animation stuff looked last night. Obviously, butterfly knife is a super popular, super fun knife to use and to inspect and flick around and stuff like that. But but obviously yesterday it was super broken. It was like looking super weird. It was making your wrist go all weird. It was just clipping through your entire hand. It looked like trash, and obviously to some people it made them not really want it anymore, and they sold out and they bought other things, whatever. To me, if you panic sold yesterday just because this update, I think you're pretty stupid, because I do think that this was obviously going to get fixed, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that, maybe owned Sapphire knives or whatever, and they thought those things were going to get fixed. Like, sometimes when stuff gets broken, Valve doesn't fix it, but I think something this obvious and something this dumb and silly, again, like I said, if you panic sold because of this, you're probably just an idiot, but maybe you were already considering selling anyway. I don't know. Maybe this was just normal market movement. Maybe this is just coincidence. I don't know, but either way, I thought this was funny that somebody posted a graph of, the price dropping pretty significantly on this butterfly knife vanilla after this new update. Again, butterfly knives were definitely pretty broken because of this, but this was something that I didn't see yesterday. It was honestly a pretty hilarious part of this new update. Ops took a big hit. Op skins were bugged. Op skins became entirely black. Like, to say that they went to battle scarred is an understatement. These things looked worse than battle scarred. Not only did it wipe out any stickers you had on like the body of the skin, but also just turned the body of the skin entirely black. Now, I will say this Op Desert Hydra with like the hydras looking black, that's honestly pretty sick. That might be like a buff to it, but could you imagine you spent all this money on a dragon lore and it literally wipes out half of your skin? Like, hey, that would be very, very scary. That would be very, very annoying. I would be more likely to panic sell my dragon lore after seeing something like this than panic selling my butterfly knife because the inspect animation was weird. Obviously, this is another thing that will clearly be fixed. It might already be fixed. I'm not even sure. I played a couple of games tonight, but I didn't really notice anything. I don't have a ton of skins on my account right now or anything like that. But yeah, this is pretty insane. This is pretty weird, pretty funny. But again, probably not that funny if you have like a Gunganir or Dragon Lore or Desert Hydra or something like that. But yeah, huge part of the update that I didn't see was that Ops really, really got hit hard and randomly. This I thought was pretty interesting. Epidemic said in the latest CS2 update, you can apparently use backside gems as play side. Again, people's wrists and the movement and how you're holding things and everything looks so weird. Your wrists were doing like 720-degree angles and all that stuff. So apparently, if you broke your wrist the right way, you could have the backside of your knife showing. And there's a lot of blue gems and case hardens and stuff that the backside will look better than the actual play side. And hey, if you have a good backside and all of a sudden you're able to show that, that could be pretty cool. Now, hey, again, that's not something that I think is going to stay in the game, I'm sure, which is a bug, a glitch, whatever, but at least temporarily, people could flex some of the stuff they had. Here's another insane screenshot of literally somebody's knife just going straight entirely through their hand, and maybe it's a new bayonet animation, whatever. Insane screenshot, though. Your CZ name tag now actually floats right next to your actual skin. Like, again, how the heck is this happening? What did they change? What part of the update made this happen? I've never seen anything like this, but you can literally see the name tag just floating completely off the screen. Again, this is a part of that update yesterday that I did not see until today. Spun J said the new animation system in CS2 is the process of being updated, in the process of upgraded to Anim Graph 2, which requires reauthoring existing game content. Today's update replaces all first-person animations, including weapon deploy, fire and reload, and inspect. So we are on the old animation system, but we have the new animations for weapon interactions, which means we won't feel any gameplay changes in the new animation system's update. Is this correct? I don't really know. That's a lot of technical jargon, mumbo jumbo, whatever, but there's some people, still saying, obviously it seems like this new system has a lot of work left to be done and that it's not being fully implemented. That we do understand, but is it going to take days, weeks, months, years? When is this stuff going to be fully rolled out? When is it going to start to feel good? When is it going to start to make the game better? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic at this point, but I do overall trust Valve. In the short term, Valve fucks stuff up, breaks stuff, doesn't do a great job, but in the long term, Valve has a pretty good track record of figuring things out. Eventually, it just takes longer than we would like most of the time, or longer than we would prefer, or longer than we think we expect. But I don't know. Maybe we don't expect or deserve anything. Maybe, all the billions of dollars that Valve has made doesn't mean anything. Who am I to say? Who knows? But Coco says Valve's on a legendary streak right now. Release trade reversal update without warning. Hundreds of people get scammed, with people reversing trades on them. Break inventories and trade offers. Make another update. Remove B-hopping. Bomb gets stuck onto the map. FPF is ruined. Animations are shit. Break everything. That is a pretty generational run they're on right now. Arrow said, actually really enjoying the new animations. And then he posted this where, hey, both the wrists are broken. The guy just throws the knife. His hand teleports. The knife goes right through his hand. These animations are absolutely insane. I know there were some people saying that, okay, there he even looked like it hurt his hand or something. I don't know. I know there were some people saying that Nomad prices were maybe apparently dropping as well because the Nomad animations were so broke. I don't know. Considering the sheer amount of bugs caused by last night's update and what is hopefully unintended changes in movement mechanics, you'd hope there's a sizable update tonight addressing most of these new issues. And again, we did get that. We did get a new CS2 update, so that's great at least. CS2 update summary. Gunplay feels smooth and amazing. Movement is absolutely horrible. New animations are all right. The inspect animations are buggy. Game crashes too much in the FPS CS bug is stupid. Broken op skins are funny. The broken op skins are pretty funny to me. X Mercy, I know some people say he's like the biggest mega coper in the world, whatever, but he still seems optimistic about all this. He says the new CS2 update feels like a beta of a huge one that is being cooked, probably why it dropped on a Monday rather than a Tuesday like most of their big updates. Seems like they're about to change everything. It might be something like a CS2 Reborn update. Lots of unusual leaks and data mining to do. I'm definitely going to talk about some of those leaks and stuff in a video tomorrow, but I wanted to get through the rest of this update stuff first because a lot of it was really funny and crazy and stuff that I wanted to document and talk about. Voting system got broken. The wrong player was kicked out of the match. They tried to kick somebody else got kicked. That would be hilariously frustrating. OniPixel checks out his Dragon Lord and regrets it, minus 50k. Again, this is what, you know, a Dragon Lord looked like during the new update, and like I said, you spent all that money on a Dragon Lord, you want to play with it, you don't really want it to look like this. That would be a very, very frustrating, very annoying, and very sad. Hopsheet tweeted out this. He said, yesterday's update broke a lot, but once I patch the bugs and optimize post full animation release, this game's going to shine. Even with the issues, I played a few rounds last night, it feels way better in spots. This I thought was pretty cool. When they're running across the screen, now like the physics and stuff like keeps their body moving a little bit. The movement, the animations look a little bit cleaner. That does look cooler. That does feel better. But yeah, obviously they're going to have to work out the kinks of this update first. They also just broke other stuff. Workshop textures not working correctly. You can see here people are trying to, you know, work on the workshop on charms, and obviously that's not looking right. Same thing with stickers, same thing with skins. So everyone who, you know, who's trying to work on their community like designs and stuff, that was probably frustrating and annoying. And then finally CS Money saying, hey, we've been waiting for that new update. We want a new knife, we want a new limited edition item, we want Bag 3.0, we want a new case. No, how about some broken animations, some trade reversal stuff nobody's asking for, a little bit of a market crash, all that good stuff. I don't know, crazy times right now. Valve is trying to fix this new update, but they're still not entirely there yet. And yeah, this new update was even crazier than I first had imagined. But yeah, we'll get back to more speculations and more talking about the future and what new updates could look like in the future, because there is a ton of data mining and leaks and stuff to talk about. But we'll probably have that for tomorrow's video. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.